This video is to help you with number 7 on CR Helper number 23. Number 7 is about percents and how to find certain percents. So it says Enrique asked the students at his school what food they preferred. Their answers are shown in the table. 79 students preferred pizza, 23 students preferred ice cream, 56 students preferred hamburgers, and 34 students preferred nachos. In addition to the above, 8 students told Enrique they did not like any of the foods listed. Find the percent that preferred ice cream. Okay. If we're looking for a percent, you can always take a look at part out of the whole or the total equals percent out of 100, because 100% would be the whole. The percent you're looking for would be the part. So what we do if we want to find the percent that prefer ice cream, well, we have to figure out the number of students who prefer ice cream out of the entire number of students questioned. So let's take a look at this. How to figure out the entire number of students questioned. All you do is add up all of the students that were asked. And you just want to make sure you include the extra 8 students who didn't like any of the foods. So we would do 79, 23, 56, 34, and 8. And we'd have to add that all up to find the total number of students. That would be your whole. 9 plus 3 is 12, and 6 more is 18. 18 and 4 is 22, and 8 more is 30. Put down a 0, carry a 3. 7 and 3 is 10, plus 2 more is 12, plus 5 more is 17, plus 3 more is 20. So when you add all those numbers together, the entire number of students asked, there was 200 students asked. And how many preferred ice cream? What was the part that preferred ice cream? Oh, 23 of those students preferred ice cream. And what we're wondering is what percent of students is that? Well, percent is always out of 100. So if 23 out of 200 like ice cream, how many out of 100 like ice cream? So then we just look at this equivalent ratio and we say, oh, how do you get from 200 to 100? Well, I would divide by 2. If you're dividing the numerator by 2, you would also want to if you're dividing the denominator by 2, you also would want to divide the numerator by 2. So you would just take 23 and divide by 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract off that 0, bring down a 3. 2 goes into 3 once. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract off. We have a remainder of 1. Make sure you put a decimal point at the end of that. Sorry about that. Let me just go back. Make sure you put a decimal point at the end of that 23. Drag that decimal point right up. After that decimal point, you can always put a 0 in the 10th spot. It won't change the value, but we need to be able to drag this 0 down so we can say 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Finally, we're at a remainder of 0. So therefore, we have 11.5%. So 11.5% prefer ice cream. Sorry about that. There's lots of ways to go about this. I prefer setting up equivalent ratios, but there's lots of ways to be able to figure this problem out. Hopefully, if you have another method that you try, you just double check that then your answer agrees with mine. I hope that helps. Take care.